Back in the building, ladies and gentlemen, the number one podcast on, or in, shall I say, the universe is back with you again. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let me start the show in the now well-known magical words of dream it, believe it, become it.
Coming up, you know the time of day, what time of day it is.
Well, spend
Boy,
around, kid.
turn. Bare things been going on, bro.
A lot. Do you mean a lot of things, yeah?
No, I mean bare things.
Bare things.
Bare, Tunde. It's like
Yeah,
countdown for Canelo Crawford.
Listen, I can't believe how quickly it has come about. I mean, it just seems like yesterday was talking like 3 months away.
Right.
Now, tomorrow we go into fight week, Spence. Tomorrow we go into fight week, and we would be remiss if we didn't start the show with somebody who is right there on ground level. Some call him the brother, the long lost brother of Drake. Ladies and gentlemen, it brings me great pleasure to again bring to you part of the double act, the great double act, which is Mr. Ak and Barack. Ladies and gentlemen, here he is, the man himself.
You.
How you doing, brother?
Oh, man, I'm blessed. Alhamdulillah. Thank you guys for having me as always.
Come on, man.
Sir.
What's the
Tell
word?
us, man. Tell us what's going down. It's fight week. Well, we're approaching fight week in Las Vegas. What a contest we have here. Opinions are divided. It's going to be a good one.
I mean, that's no question about that. You know, the question of the hour is, you know, can Bud deal with the weight? So I've been saying it all week, right? You know, we keep addressing this fight and bringing up the weight as if as if Bud Crawford was going up to fight a normal size super middleweight, right?
Yes.
So remember, Canelo Alvarez is a small super middleweight. He's not Bivol, he's not Morrell, he's not Benavidez, right? Like those size guys. He's small for the weight class. Now, granted, he's been at that weight class for a while now. He became undisputed. That obviously we can't overlook that. He's strong in the weight, but yet he's not going to fight a very big super middleweight. He's fighting a guy that he's fairly equal in stature. The only difference is, because remember, Canelo has gone up too. He started his career at 140 pounds, if I'm not mistaken, as a 15-year-old kid.
Absolutely correct. That's right.
Right. So he is. I thought, you know, that he was small even for middleweight. So that I think that's the factor that we're not really keying in on. He's fighting a guy that's his size, and I'm not saying that Canelo isn't going to have a bit of a size advantage, but not as significant as people think.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I mean, if you look at the dimensions, you know, when I saw Bud in Saudi, I saw Canelo in London at the gala, and Canelo, you know, surprisingly is short. He's very short. I've got a picture of him and Anthony Yarde together, and AY, you know, is not even the tallest light heavyweight, and Canelo's way shorter than him. So, I mean, you're absolutely right. You know, weight is definitely going to be a factor, the comfortability at the weight. But if you look at the dimensions of the two guys, Bud is literally right there.
Yeah, and not only shorter, he holds a lot of his weight in his lower body. Canelo has big legs. You know, It's not like he's also a big brolic guy. He's still lean. He has wide shoulders, but people are putting too much energy into that, man. And I'm not saying that Canelo is a great, phenomenal fighter. I'm not saying that this is an easy task for Bud by any means. He's a very smart fighter. In fact, I think Canelo doesn't get credit for his IQ and his boxing ability as of late, right? As much as he should, right? What people have to understand in this matchup, it's not only the power and, you know, Canelo, it has great body attack, but is his presence is what puts pressure on fighters, how he gallops to you, and you, it's intense. That wears you down. Just presence alone, not only throwing punches, being in front of you all the time. And I think all those little nuances are going to play in a part. But let's be honest, Canelo also has never faced a machine like Terence Crawford. You know, he's never seen that. Now, yes, people say Floyd Mayweather. Of course, Floyd is great. It's just a different dynamic with Bud. Obviously, switch hitting, and remember when Canelo fought Floyd Mayweather, it was the later version of Floyd Mayweather, right? This was money made. This wasn't Diego Corrales Floyd Mayweather. This wasn't Toro Gotti Floyd Mayweather, right? That onslaught, that attack, it was him. He's a very safe. He fought safe. You know, Bud is not that type of fighter, even at 37 years old, or has Bud turned 38 yet? I'm not sure. I think he's around 37, 38.
But I'm not going by the Terence Crawford's age. I'm not going by the size or anything else like that. Because I remember, like, when I was a kid, I was like one of my earliest teachers was Lloyd Hunnigan, who was the former undisputed world welterweight champion. And Lloyd Hunnigan always used to say to me, "It's never if you're big enough, it's whether you're good enough." And as far as I'm concerned, Terence Crawford is good enough.
For sure. I couldn't agree with you more. I think he's going to face some challenges in the fight, no question about it. But that's why we're here, right? That's why we're saying it's such a great matchup. It's going to be a phenomenal fight. Either way you slice it, even if it's not, very offensive fight. I love the sport. So even a guy dissecting another fight in a round without being that offensive, I can enjoy because I watch the little details. So I think it's going to be a phenomenal fight overall. And you're right. We're split here. You know, those odds aren't as wide as they were when the fight was first announced. A lot of people.
Canelo's still a favorite going into the fight.
Yeah, for sure. But it's like 2-1. It's like 2-1 only.
Yeah, 2-1. Yeah, and we also got to take into Tunde. We also got to take into consideration, like the favoritism that Canelo has had with Las Vegas judges over the years.
Yeah,
right.
we can't.
He has. Yeah, seriously, he has, and that could play a factor in it, or how offensive Bud is. I
think Turkey's going to play a part in that. Like whoever's involved in this fight, I think we're going to probably get the fairest judges possible. That's my take. I don't think we're going to see. I could be wrong. I don't see us seeing a robbery. But here's the one thing I want to say that is not a popular opinion, right? Because of Bud's last fight at 154.
Yes.
And because of how great Canelo's chin is. So in boxing, you got guys that have a phenomenal chin and can take a hell of a punch, right? Until the day that they can't anymore, right? Sometimes it gets to that day. You remember Julio Cesar Chavez, how the wars and the punches he took? And then my boy, the surgeon, with the nice little 1-2, Frankie Randall.
There you go. Yeah.
Drop, and it was just a place punch at the right time. It wasn't even hard, right? Yes. Frankie Randall dropped him. I was a little kid. I'll never forget that day. We was like, wow, he couldn't take that punch. I'm not comparing the two, but what I'm saying is, I don't agree when people say there's no way that Bud can hurt Canelo. I don't agree with that. I do see a scenario because here's the problem. Canelo he has a great chin, right? But if you notice the guys that he's gotten hit by, right? Like Triple G, the heavy punchers that he's gotten hit by, Canelo always sees the punch coming, right? When you see the punch coming, you can take it better, you can roll with it, right? He's fought those type of guys where he's the one moving forward and he sees the shots. The difference between Bud throws in between the shots and with the exchanges, he's so sneaky with his power shots. Those are the shots that can hurt you. So for those that think it can't happen, I disagree.
I think it's a long shot. I mean, we haven't even seen any type of vulnerability in Canelo Alvarez in terms of taking a shot. We have seen Bud hurt though. We have seen Bud, some say dropped, maybe wasn't clean, but
Kavaliskis. Yeah, the Kavaliskis fight.
Kavaliskis, but does Bud really possess the power to hurt? And how? The question is the point you made. A lot of people forget or neglect the aura of Canelo, and that's what I feel gets most fighters. It's that presence.
Yeah. But you fight it. See, I agree with you, and I think that that's going to play a part. That's what I mentioned earlier. But first off, it's not about only does Bud has the power; it's the precision, bro. It's when you thread the needle at the right time, and you even use your opponent's momentum. You know what I'm saying, to land a shot. There's a lot of little variables, but Canelo's fighting a mean guy, bro. He's fighting a mean guy that when you talk about presence also has a presence. Now, you said
I can bear witness to that. He has got seriously. He's a very intense guy, you know.
Yeah, but I mean,
and listen, you're talking about him being hurt. Of course, he's been hurt. He's been hurt a couple of times, right? But go back and watch the Errol Spence fight, right? We know walking into the Errol Spence fight, that was the biggest threat to his career, right? Thus far, right? Mm-hmm. Big welterweight, big puncher. How smart and how many times did Bud actually get really hit in that fight, right? No, how high his guard was, how stiff his jab was. Bud is not a dummy. He's going to fight Canelo smart.
Again, you make a valid point, but I just feel, and listen, I'm a massive Errol Spence fan. That was a $50 a 50 pence Errol Spence because
that was what? Wait, that was what? Say it again.
We call it £1. Half of £1 is 50 pence, which rhymes with Errol Spence. So I'm calling him a 50 pence Errol Spence.
So you saying that wasn't 100% Errol Spence?
No way.
Whoa, I don't agree with it. I just think that no. Listen, I don't care about the beady eyes. Oh, his eyes and this and that. Errol is a great fighter, friend of mine. I love the guy, right? But you cannot take credit away from Bud by saying that wasn't him.
No, absolutely not. But we can't. But also, can't.
All right, how did you come up? How do you come up to that? Right, to that determination.
The car crash. That's what we take it on.
The car crash. He beat. Hold on. All right. Go ahead.
Let me land. We can't take away the car crash. We can't take away the eye surgery. All of these happenings must have played a factor in preparation.
He won 2 fights. He won 2 fights after the accident. He beat Ugas and he beat Danny Garcia and he beat Danny easy.
We know that, but if you go back to that Ugas fight, Errol, I think he wobbled in that. He may have even did he touch the floor in that fight? Remember when he got stunned?
He got wobbled. He got wobbled.
Tooth came out or something. But regardless, the long layoff affects some fighters more than we know. Errol's a drinker or was a drinker. We know Bud is a clean living athlete, and it's like I always say, a good fighter that keeps winning is always but drinks and lives a bad lifestyle is always going to come up against that one perfect athlete, and that is Errol Spence.
But Bud wasn't active. Bud wasn't really active either. Bud only fight once a year.
But Bud is living the life. Bud is in the gym. Bud is never out of shape. This is a perfectionist, and I feel like if any man was to beat Errol, it was always gonna be Bud. The point I'm making is that Canelo has fought every style. He's fought punches. He's fought fast guys. Whether Mosley was at the end of his career, whether Cotto was at the end of his career,
they were.
Lara, the list goes. I mean, Canelo's resume. Yeah. I don't really see no one like that on Bud's resume. Nobody.
It doesn't matter. This fight is about styles and matchup.
Lara beat Canelo.
Huh? No, Lara beat Canelo. The record books don't say that, Spence.
I don't care. I don't care what the record books say.
Hey, listen, it was a close fight. I thought it could have gone either way, but Canelo has a great resume. No question about it. But Canelo's a drinker. Hey, do you guys know Canelo's a drinker? Do you guys know that?
I don't know. I never knew that. I didn't know that, and it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, the guy has been at the top for so long. He must have some vice, you know.
And you know, look,
it's the Mexican beef, Tunde.
Yeah, and maybe he knows how to curve that when it's time to get in the training camp, and he does it. He's a professional, right? We've never seen issues with Canelo not being in shape for fights, like especially in the last 7-8 years. So whatever, I'm not judging the man for that. Like I have no say. I'm just saying if you brought the factor up with Spence, so I just wanted to point that little out there. Canelo is not. He does drink in between.
Yeah. Okay. What do you make of the whole Boots Ennis coming into camp? Was that a great strategy from Canelo? Have you heard anything with regards to how the spar went?
Well, that shows how serious he's taking Bud, for one, right? That he knows what he's up against. But I thought it was a genius. I mean, who else could we possibly get to try to emulate Bud better than Boots? Boots is probably the next best switch hitter in the game right now outside of Bud. So I thought it was phenomenal decision making. I mean, I don't think he has Bud's style, right? We all know it's not the same exact style, but I think it must have been great work. I haven't heard of the work. But I have. I don't want to say too much, but I heard that Boots gave Canelo some phenomenal work. Let's just say that.
Wait 1 second. So what you trying to say? No, but you don't want to talk about the work. You want to talk about the work, bro. What do you mean? What's this guy? This little Yankee man trying to come and take you, try to do something, bro. We want to know. You want to know what you heard, bro.
Listen.
What I did hear is I heard Boots say in an interview, Canelo's in camp dropping big guys, heavy guys. He wasn't talking about himself, but he's saying that Canelo is looking sharp.
Yeah, that's his boy now. He's sparring partner, so he's gonna say that. You know what I mean? He's supposed to say that. But he gave Canelo some good work. You know, Canelo got some good rounds in that he needed to go up against a guy like Bud, to say the least, right? We don't know if that, how much that's going to help. We know, when you're in a fight is different being in there, right? And I think nobody makes better adjustments. Nobody makes better adjustments than Terence Crawford in a fight. Yeah. Now, I think Usyk is great at that as well, and also obviously one of the best fighters in the world. But I think this fight is about matchups and like the matchup and the style more than it is about the size. I think experience will play a part. But here's another fact that I actually had a conversation with somebody earlier about this. I think Bud doesn't get enough credit for his resume because he doesn't have the big names, right?
Yes.
And casual fans, if they don't know you, they think that you're a nobody and you're not a good fighter. But guys like Diaz, Olympians that Bud beat, that destroyed, Beltran, what was that? Guys that aren't household names, but are really solid fighters that Bud dispatched easily.
Ricky Burns was a solid win.
Yeah, Victor Poster, who just had knocked out and stopped Lucas Matisse. I mean, these are guys that actually can really fight, but it's going to go over people's head. And that'll serve Bud well, actually, because that makes people sleep. You think he hasn't been in there with good fighters. You know what I'm saying?
I just feel that it's no way near Alvarez, no way near it. I mean, Madrimov had only had 10 fights going in with Crawford. That was at 154. And let's not forget that Crawford is no spring chicken as well. He's 37. He's going to be 38 in a few weeks' time.
A healthy, clean 38.
1,000,000%.
That doesn't abuse his body. And you're right. Canelo has a better resume, but my point, I'm not comparing the resumes. My point is that Bud has fought guys that aren't known, that are really good fighters, that he doesn't get credit for. And it doesn't matter who. At this point, Canelo has a great resume. People keep saying, "Oh, can Canelo beat Triple G?" Can Bud beat Triple G? Can Bud beat a lot of Canelo's?
He's not fighting those guys, though.
He's not fighting those guys. Exactly. He's not fighting those guys. Can he beat Babo? He's not fighting Babo. This is about this matchup.
Yes, absolutely. I agree. Anything else happening in the big apple?
Talking about anything else? Mike Tyson, Floyd Mayweather, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh, you guys touched on Tank fighting Jake Paul, right?
No, we haven't even touched that. Me and Spence was talking about that before we came live on air, but those are the two topics really.
How do you guys feel about that fight?
Well, I mean, listen, Floyd against Mike. Let's just hope Mike follows the script and doesn't clap Floyd with a left hook, because he might be 50-1 after that fight, even though it's an exhibition. But I just can't get over the size disparity between Tank and Jake. It's not going to be real, is it? This ain't real.
According to Jake, the fight is going to be a real fight, and the only reason they call it an exhibition is because no commission will sanction that fight because of the weight disparity. So because of the weight disparity, they technically have to call it an exhibition. But supposedly these guys are really going to throw hard blows. But, obviously this fight, you know what it's about. Look, Tank is going to get the biggest payday of his life. It's
$60 million, right?
So, I mean, I've heard 40, I've heard 50, but it's bigger. It's more money than he's ever. It's more money than he's ever made before.
Does that signal really the end of Gervonta as a serious professional fighter?
No, and I don't know why people keep saying that. I mean, look, here's the thing. Look, Spencer, I mean, nobody knows more about the sport than you, right? I mean, opportunity. At the end of the day, we love legacy, we love accomplishments and belts and all that, right? This is the prize fighting business, right? I don't care how much fans love you, bro. At the end of the day, when there's nobody around, none of the fans are going to pay your bills. None of them are going to carry your family. And if you're sick, they're not paying your hospital bills. I'm not saying don't care about the fans. What I'm saying, at the end of the day, when what do they say? A bird in the hand is better than two in the bush, right?
Yeah.
Right. When you have an opportunity to make $40-50 million, I don't give a damn what anybody has to say. I'll get back to you, Roach. I'll get to Shakur. I'll get to Devin, whether he does it or not. I'm saying you don't walk away from this opportunity in this lonely sport when you have the opportunity to create financial freedom for you and your family. You can't walk away from it because you don't know if around the corner that opportunity is going to be there. We don't know. Jake, once Jake is gone,
like,
what's that?
That sounds like when Don King done the old switcheroo on Larry Holmes when he said, you got to fight with Mike Tyson. Right. He says, you got 6 weeks. And then he come back to, these mother effing TV stations, they change up everything. You got under a month, but you can get ready in under a month. The man been retired for 2 years. You know what I mean? And he gets and then Larry Holmes is in the change room with Sugar Ray Leonard after the fight. What was that? That was 88. That was January 88, that fight. He sat in the change room and he goes, Ray, I got $3 million. There's nothing to sneeze at.
He said, that's nothing to sneeze at.
There's nothing to sneeze at. I got $3 million. There's nothing to sneeze at. And Mike Tyson, he's very awkward. So, that cash, bro.
$40 million is not a joke.
Tank is still young.
Serious cheddar.
Tank is still young, bro. He can go back and fight those guys. So for those that, they're saying that, it's the end of his career. Look, of course I want to see Tank fight Shakur and those guys. I mean, I can't really grasp why the fights has. I mean, I know to some degree why the fights haven't happened, but I think they still can happen. And I think eventually they will. But let that man get his money, man.
Just going back quickly to the Crawford Canelo fight. Okay, so the fight is sanctioned at 168, right, which is a weight class Bud has never fought at. But I remember being on not me personally, but Anthony Yarde fighting on the undercard of Canelo Alvarez and Liam Smith in Dallas. We were on that undercard.
Okay.
And I remember that fight was at 154. And I remember Canelo's changing room, that to lock it off because he was struggling. And I don't even know how many years ago that was at.
Right.
So if he was struggling to make 154 back then,
right,
what weight can we really anticipate Canelo Alvarez walking into that ring on Saturday night at?
He'd be very heavy. I'll say the least. He'd be very heavy. He'd be close to a cruiserweight. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
I would say he would probably go into that fight close to
200
190,
at least.
maybe 190, 195. But that doesn't mean that's going to serve him well. I mean, I tell you what, Bud is a big boy too. He likes to eat. Bud ain't gonna. Bud is not gonna go in there at a fight night at 169 pounds, 170. Bud's gonna be up there. He's gonna be up there. He's gonna be at least 180 something.
Because what we have to realize that, a lot of these pros that are fighting at this particular weight class, I remember being in Vegas in Floyd's gym, and Broner was fighting at lightweight at the time, and I've said it before. He stepped on the scales in the changing room after, and I was seeing 166, and he was a lightweight. So we know historically what these guys do to make weight, and it seems to me that at the end of their careers, they're actually fighting at the weight they should have been in at the start of their careers.
Exactly. That's a great point. That's a great point. And I think sometimes it serves them badly when you become sluggish in that ring, when you try to hydrate to too much. It's not. Listen, I'm excited, guys. I mean, I'm so happy about this fight. I'm actually friends with both guys. I'm a little closer to Bud, but Canelo showed us a lot of love over the years, and he's also a great friend.
You're way closer to Bud. Cut it
out.
Yeah.
I am. For those that know, y'all know, when they say pick a side, y'all know what side I'm on. You know what I'm saying? You know who I'm riding with.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Listen, Ak, it's been an absolute pleasure having you and giving up your time, your precious time. I know you're going to be busy fight week.
Yeah, the pleasure's mine. The pleasure's mine. And you guys watch the Countdown show on Netflix. Myself, Barack is on both episodes. The Countdown
already, bro. You're late.
Out right now. And if you want to watch Ring Champs, make sure you get an official Ring Champs. We got a couple of new episodes coming out soon, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen.
May I also say before you go, speedy recovery for your father, because I know he's in hospital. You know what I mean? And I know he's gonna pull through. You know what I mean? So peace and love to you.
Thank you,
Keep on doing what you're doing. Very proud of you, my bro.
I appreciate that. And thank you, Spencer, for reaching out to me when I was happening, when I put out the message. Spencer's the first one to reach out to me and show some love and send praise to my father. And anybody out there who has done that, I appreciate it.
Yes,
thank you, guys.
Yes, sir. Bro. Yes, sir. Take care. Bro. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Ak himself. Love. Spence?
See, I got a lot of time for him. Let me tell you this. The night my mom passed, you know Alvina. Do you know Alvina? She was working. Yeah, come on, she was in your house, man.
Alvina was sitting down on my sofa.
Exactly, sorry, man. Yeah, Alvina. So Alvina rang us to check in on my mom. It's kind of weird. You know what I mean? And I said, you know what? Mom just passed. And she's like, she starts crying and everything else in the book. And when I'm driving home to go see the missus and kids, when I'm driving home, Up phones me, then straight after Barack phones me. I've just heard they were the first two men to phone me to say bro. So this is 2:30 in the morning in our time. So I got a lot of time for them, man. I always check in on them, man. Them man's cool.
Yeah,
brothers, man.
A guy that's been around the boxing scene forever. Love the fighters, got time for the fighters, speaks to all the fighters, can understand how fighters feel, what they go through. And these are the kind of guys you need really reporting on boxing.
Exactly.
Guys that are in there, they're underground level. They know the feelings. What fighters go through. But a great guy, a student of the game, and very lucky to have him on our show.
Yeah.
Suspense.
All right. Sorry, Tony. I spoke to Tava today. You know what I mean? And
yes.
He said, man, I'm gonna see if I can jump on, but I got to do Tava's take right now. And I really wanted to hear his opinion. After we bust him.
Trust me, we bust him. We get him the job on the Saudi thing.
Come on, man. He knows what he knows as well. Because remember, he put that out there. These two and that. So big up Antonio Tava. But it'd be great to hear from him. It'd be great to hear from him. But we've heard from him already. We've heard his opinion already. We heard him and Ronald Winky right when they came on the show a couple months ago when this fight was first made.
Yes.
But on the next thing when I'm thinking about it, remember when Bud came on the show, Bud came on the show. You was actually in camp because AY was fighting, and Bud come on the show, and I said to Bud, have you spoken to Turkey yet? He said, no, I ain't spoken to him. I said, bro, because the only one that can make that Canelo fight happen is him. right? So now Bud needs to give us some of that money, Tunde. Some of that money to come to
Thank you, Sammy. I'm trying to read this comment here. Can you read it where you are, Spence?
Tunde, what, have you highlighted it?
Yeah, it's on the screen, but as I said, this thing is small, man.
Yeah, Sammy says, he says, love this show and the various of guests that you have on. So thank you very much, my brother.
Come on, big up. And he's made a donation as well. I think that's 20 sec, whatever money that is.
Okay, well, listen,
money is
I don't
money.
care what it is. It's 20 sec more than we had.
Money is money.
Right, exactly. Don't diss the energy.
Thank you, brother, for the 20 sec. Yeah, trust me, Jack Swagger knows. Starting with so big time matchmakers, but we make fights. We get people employed.
Bust man's careers.
We bust people's careers.
Come on,
it's all good. Spence.
But yeah, like also it's like
go on, carry on.
Yeah, like I'm saying, when I look at this Bud versus Canelo, and I said something very profound, saying like we was all talking about Julio Cesar Chavez and his chin, because Julio Cesar Chavez had a bad boy chin, and then I remember when Frankie Randall dropped him, because that fight was actually shown live on ITV. I remember when Frankie Randall dropped him. What was that? That was 94. At the beginning of 94. I remember that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And he dropped him. Then times I used to be with Kim. And I remember waking up early to watch that fight. And when he dropped him, it was a straight right hand, off of the bounce.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, it's straight. But then when I'm looking at it, I'm thinking of the continuous wars that Julio Cesar Chavez would have because of his style of fighting. You know what I mean? If anybody really wants to say they want to go out and have a chance to study boxing, just go and watch Julio Cesar Chavez versus Edwin Rosario. Right? I think that was 88. I think that fight was in 8. No, I think that was 87. Right? And the way Chavez just stayed in the pocket with a renowned puncher, and his punch picking is just superb. Because he was on you. You know how he fight for that crouch style. You know what I mean? The crouch style and like constantly just pushing forward on you and putting in them hands, touch your body, touch you through the middle and touch your elbows. That kind of style of fighting, Tunde, yeah? You know what I like to say, right? That man get 25 fights, yeah? With Mexicans, they can fight that style. You're not going to get 25 fights.
Yeah,
you know I mean?
You'll get 50 fights.
Yeah, exactly. When British man try to fight, have that style, you're going to get mashed up. When you get guys from the Europe, yeah, exactly. We saw it. Paul Hodgkinson, remember, former WBC featherweight champion, right? Very good fighter. But that style of fighting, it takes its toll. Eventually, it takes its toll on you. You know what I mean? And
so, but Canelo doesn't fight like that, though, Spence.
No, he doesn't at all. So he doesn't. Canelo, like, even though his feet is very methodical, yeah, his head movement is superb,
But this is what I'm trying to say, like, listen, I think, Bud's got a lot of fans, and Bud is credited for his IQ and also his aggressiveness, because he's nothing like Floyd. I don't know why people are even making that comparison. Floyd don't get hit. Bud will get hit. Bud will get hit because Bud goes in there and he's looking to swing it out. He wants to show you if it's mano or mano, he's coming out on top. This isn't this time for that type of fight.
It isn't. You know also what I like about Bud Dalton? This is on the even though it's not that time for that fight, and I get that, yeah. But Canelo hasn't stopped someone in about 50 years. Right? Right? Let's call it as it is. And also what we got to take into consideration, and I'm saying this with the utmost respect to John Ryder, but John Ryder went 12 rounds with you, bro. I want that to sink in. And the reason why I'm saying I'm not disrespecting John Ryder, hell of a fighter, John Ryder said, I think that Canelo's slipping. That was his words after the fight. So if John Ryder can say that, we cannot be aggrieved in any way for us to be thinking that he is slipping, because but the thing about it is this, I'm going to be real. You're in Vegas, right? And as much as we respect the purest respect Bud Crawford, yeah, he ain't crossed over, right?
But that's my point, and I hear what Aqua's
and
saying.
the energy could zap him.
But I don't care what anyone's saying. Bud Crawford is not even 20% of Canelo's resume. Bud's resume is not even 20% of, and I hear the talk about he's beaten some good fighters, but he ain't beaten great fighters, Spence. And I think that's the difference here.
No, he hasn't.
Bud hasn't beaten great fighters. And is that because he couldn't get the fights? Or is that just how the cookie crumbles and now is going to be his time? I personally believe that regardless, Bud is not going to get, he's not going to get the flowers for beating Canelo at this stage of his career.
Well, Tunde, you know what? He may not get the flowers, but one thing I do know, he's getting the bag, right? So,
yeah, but listen, Bud's been getting money, been making investments for a long time. But
yeah,
this is
of course he's getting money, but this is money he can do for money.
Yeah, this is the biggest payday by far. But right? I know that Buddy was getting in this for legacy and the check. He's getting this for legacy and the check. But I just feel that you can see it already. He ain't cool. Canelo was old. He weren't moving the way he used to move. But let Canelo beat Bud. You see what's going to happen. You see how the history books are going to write about Canelo. They're going to say he's better than Chavez.
You know what? They're saying it already, Tunde. I see the
if Canelo beats Bud, they will say he's better than Chavez.
Well, you know what, Tunde? There's an argument to say that he's better than Chavez right now for the things that he's done and how he's jumped through the weights.
No. There's no Mexican fighter that's going to be better than Chavez.
No, Tunde, to us, I said this the other day on our interview with King Lee. Yeah, to me, but what you have to read, what I've noticed is this is like, people don't study the greats no more.
They don't study. Not even the greats. People don't study. I said it the other day. How much use do you hear them chat about Sugar Ray Leonard? How much use do you hear them chat about Marvin Hagler? You don't.
Tunde.
These men will broke up GGG. These men will broke up GGG and them type of fighters.
Tunde. And the problem that we have now with boxing and the people who are inside of boxing, yeah? The people who are inside of boxing, who are making people cut the checks and everything else, they don't really know boxing. They understand the business of boxing and not being real. They know the business of boxing, the mechanics of boxing, yeah? But they don't know the history of boxing.
But listen, I want you to deep this record to show you that Canelo can never test Julio Cesar Chavez. 107 wins. Yeah, only crazy, 6 losses and 2 draws.
Crazy, isn't it?
I'm going to say it again for the Fight Is Right listeners. 107 wins. 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 With 85 knockouts. Yeah? Only been stopped 4 times. And he was about 94 years old when he got stopped. Yeah. I think how many fights was it before he lost a fight? It was more than 50, Spence.
What are you talking about?
His first
was nearly 100 fights
was against Sweet Pea. His first draw was against Sweet Pea. And his first loss, split decision, was against Frankie.
It was 93 at it.
93. December 18th.
Yeah.
93.
Right.
But up until that point, oh my goodness gracious. Chavez was 86-0.
Yeah.
I went to deep that.
Yeah. And do you remember when Chavez, I tell you, you see also, yeah? Do you remember when Chavez broke up Hector Camacho?
Go watch that fight, Spencer.
Hector Camacho, and seriously, I ain't gonna lie to you. Because prior to that fight, Hector Camacho defended his WBO because he was the first man to win the WBO crown at light welterweight, yeah? Or junior welterweight or whatever, super lightweight, right? He was the first man to win it. And Camacho beat Ray Mancini for the vacant crown, and then Camacho fights Vinny Pazienza.
The knowledge.
Right, and they had a proper, like, the way Vinny Pazienza pressured him. I remember watching that fight at Danny Williams' house, because I never had Sky then. I was watching that fight, and Danny was adamant. Nah, you know what? I think that Hector Camacho will beat Chavez because he ain't seen pressure like that. You know what I mean? And he was saying Vinny Pazienza is more of a pressure fighter than Julio Chavez. And I agree with you. Erratic pressure, but my man is well calculated time pressure. The way, because prior to the fight, there was arguing before the fight, yeah? Prior to the fight, there was arguing with the press conference and everything else. And because remember, it's Mexico versus Puerto Rico. And my man said, you don't know what I'm going to do with you in this fight. That's what you know that man was saying. You don't know what I'm going to do to you. And the way he broke up Hector Camacho's ribs in that fight. After the show, I'm going to watch that fight. I'm going upstairs to watch that fight. After this fight's done, I'm going to put on that fight. Because Vinny Paz is a bad man, but I'm telling you, the way how Chavez broke that up, Chavez was no joke, man.
Excellent fighter, and I urge everyone to go pull out. You don't even need to pull out the tapes now. You just type in YouTube, as the Americans call it. The great Chavez, 107 wins, went unbeaten, 86-0, only stopped 4 times in 6 defeats and 2 draws.
It was an old man then,
fighter, and a modern day and a historical legend of the sport of boxing. Thank you, Sammy, for the 50 sec again.
Thank you.
He said, will the show have a preview ahead of the Benavidez Yarde? Hope camp is going well for Anthony. Yes, it's going so well that you may not see me after next week. To be fair, I was the one who called on a late show this evening because it's work. It's work. So I think after the Canelo show, you may not see me now till after the fight, but camp is going as camp should go. It's going to be a great fight for all the fans. We're going to give the fans what they want. AY said, let's have an effing shootout. Benavidez is obliged. So I think the fight is going to be a great fight for boxing fans on a fantastic card. One of, if not the best card, I feel Turkey Al Sheikh has staged. And Queensbury as well, because Queensbury are the lead promoters for the show. What a card, Spence. Devon Haney, Brian Norman.
Card's fantastic. The card's fantastic. Let's not beat around the bush.
Sam Noakes, Bam Rodriguez, so many fights.
Let me tell you a story. There's a youth, yeah? And that's turning pro. That's sparring, yeah? And Sam Noakes sparred with the youth, yeah, ton. And the way Sam Noakes broke up this poor boy.
What recently?
Yeah, recently. The way Sam Noakes punched up this youth.
Sam Noakes, but we were with him in New York, you know, and
he's serious, you know.
He's this because he's a proper lad. He's a proper lad. He just does his job, mate. He ain't in no airs and grace. He's coming. He's very, very strong. I hope no one ain't looking to get tired in that fight against Sam. It's gonna be a good fight. Sam is definitely.
He's fighting Abdullah Mason, though, isn't it?
Huh?
He's fighting Abdullah Mason, isn't it?
He's fighting Abdullah Mason, who arguably has been seen, but you know he's shown vulnerabilities in his career.
It's a good thing that he showed those vulnerabilities because
he showed he can come through them.
Yeah,
he showed he can come through them.
You know what? I think this is about. I should have sent the dad a message. You know, it would have been nice to hear from them.
Yeah, Abdullah, we was with the family.
Lovely family.
The other day, I was with all the brothers. They showed me the local pizza place. So no doubt, man had to roll out to the pizza place. But what a great family, man. So together. And they're just boxing brothers, man. It's gonna be a great fight. whatever way you look at it, along with all the other great fights that's going to be on the card. Better Biev is now on the undercard as well. So imagine that. Your boys, yeah, let's not go there, but it's still got, 12 weeks or just under, and preparation's going very well. Spence, I think, what was their show last night? Last night we saw Pat McCormack can fight. McCormack can fight.
The heavyweight you.
Not a welterweight boy. Ben Davison trains him. Silver medalist in the Olympics of the, half of the McCormack twins, Luke and Pat. Pat's the welterweight. Only had, I think, 9 fights now, but picked up a win last night against a very capable Mexican. How that Mexican took all those punches, I do not know, other than the fact that he's Mexican. But I was very, very impressed with McCormack's skill set, his composure, and he definitely looks like a world champion. If you put him in there right now with Rolly Romero, bruv, he'll beat Rolly. I'm just being honest with you. He'll beat Rolly. Easy. Yeah. Easy. Yeah. That's my opinion. He'll beat Rolly easy. The boy is skilled. The boy's got a defense. The boy's got composure.
Yeah, send me his details. I'm gonna go check on.
Yeah. The boy can crack. He's very spiteful, and it's the first time I've watched Pat fight, and I must say, he looks like he's got everything to be a world champion. So congratulations to Pat McCormack last night on a fantastic victory. We also saw young Atang Leo. Is it Leo Atang? The second coming of AJ.
Yeah.
They got to take their time with the young boy, though. Take their time. He's only 18 years old. You can tell, he's green.
He's Nigerian, isn't it?
Come on. We all know the special ones are all Nigerians. Okay. We all know that. We just, it goes. Moses, AJ, Okoli, if you want to add Okoli in there.
No, you know what? We have to add Okoli in there because you got to think what Lawrence Okoli has done, yeah?
Come on. 2-weight world champion already, bro.
2-weight world champion.
Come on. And he's looking at Floyd strap. He's looking at heavyweight champion.
Yeah, of course he is. You know what I mean?
And I don't put... Lawrence is so confident. I don't put nothing past him.
I'm telling you, and you know for a fact, when you're seeing a Nigerian say there's vegetarian, they have to make weight. The man come with that vegan foolishness because as Uncle Samuel always says, you know what I mean? I need meat.
I need meat. Jollof Joe, also Nigerian. Joe Dress. It's all in the blood, bro. It's just a special people and
I think there's too many. I think there's too many you Nigerians over here. So I'm gonna have to have a word.
What kind of racist talking?
I'm gonna have to have words with Tommy Robertson to get rid of you lot out of the country.
Stop! Don't even start. I can't even start with this boy today. But yeah, big up the Nigers representing the UK-born Nigers, representing the heavyweight division, doing very well. I mean, but heavyweights for the UK is really dominating the heavyweight division right now. We have I forgot Fabio Woodley. I'm hearing that he's got a piece of Nigerian in him as well.
Of course he is. That's Nigerian.
There you go.
And also, Tunde, wait a minute. As you called Fabio's name, remember, he's fighting in October.
Joe Parker is fighting Fabio Woodley or vice versa, whatever way you want to say it. That fight is going to take place at the O2 Arena, October the 25th. It was announced yesterday or day before, I think. What a fight. A dangerous fight for Parker. I feel like he's in a position where he doesn't really need to take the fight, but he wants to be active. He's coming off a sensational part of his career where, beating Zhang, beating Wilder, knocking out the danger man in Bacoli. He really deserves a world title shot, Spence. That's the honest truth.
What else is he meant to do?
He deserves a world title shot. And he's taking a dangerous fight. Fabio has almost knocked out everyone he's been in the ring with, Spence.
I'm telling you now, yeah? He's knocked out everyone he's been in the ring with. he's not getting
knocked out everyone he's been in the ring with.
Yeah, he's not getting the fights that he deserves to get. So they're sitting around trying to say, like, right, we want to be fighting. They're not getting the fight. So what are they meant to do? They're going to have to go fight somebody, and this is the fight that's been made. And it's to the spirit of this new reverberation and shaking up. Like, you can fight on these shows, even though but it's just trickled through, because I know Riyadh season got something to do with this show, but it's a frank show, right? But it's just the general consensus that people are not prepared to see you fight an also-ran fighter. And all the credit in the world should be also given to Fabio Walter, because the Justin Hooney fight was a serious fight, and a fight where he was losing, but never stopped believing that I'm going to catch this brother. And you caught him and you knocked him out. So, you know what I mean? But
yeah, Fabio Walter is really my young fighter of this year. He really has made his mark this year, and such a great, well-spoken man, never disrespectful, and just comes to do the business on fight night and give the people what they want, which is ultimately excitement, ending in dramatic fashion. And Fabio's done that thus far. He broke up a man's jaw in Fraser Clark, which hurt me because Fraser's my guy. But this is boxing. It happens to the nicest of guys. But Fraser's come back, and I'm looking forward to Fraser's next fight, which is going to be against Jamie TKV. Is that right?
Who? Apparently so. That's meant to be for the British title, isn't it?
And that's supposed to be on the 25th of October. Well, so we're looking at a clash, a TV clash.
You know what it is? It's not that. Frank Warren is trying to mash up.
Stop the talk.
He's saying, listen, you lot ain't putting on the bet. What do you mean? I'm talking about it to you. You lot ain't putting on a better show than me.
Frank is just doing his business. Frank's getting on with his show.
Listen, you lot ain't putting on no show better than mine. That's what he's saying.
I don't think that. Listen, Frank's been in the game for a long time, and he's getting on with him, George, Francis. They're just getting on with their business. If it clashes, it clashes. But nobody is pulling out any dates because another person is doing. They're going to do the show, So we may have a double header, which ultimately is going to be good for boxing fans, as long as the main events ain't at the same time. So maybe the two promoters could come to some agreement where we don't have a clash on the main events at the same time. Not
necessarily, because no disrespect, Tunde, Tunde, I'm going to be real with you, yeah? On that day, Tunde, I know which show I'd rather watch. I'd rather watch Parker versus Fabio than watch Jamie TKV versus... I'm just keeping this thing 100. That's the fight. I know the fight that I would want to watch. I know the fight that's got the bigger drive.
Your subscription
that's not me taking away nothing from them guys there, yeah?
Yes.
But I know, like... No, but that's what you think. That's the reason why. Because I'm still... Listen.
No, but I'm saying your subscription based. I'm watching a boxing, but it's going to be available on terrestrial TV. Now, that's going to be big, Spence.
Of course it's going to be big. But Tunde,
in terms of the fight, we know it's a bigger fight.
Yeah, I'm just telling facts. I'm just saying facts. It's not me knocking that. I'm just keeping this thing totally 100. If someone sits down and said to you, Spencer, which fight would you rather go and watch? I'd rather see two world title contenders who are both in the top 10 in the heavyweight division, than two guys that one in his last fight he lost, and the other guy in his fight before last, he got knocked out. Well, both of them got knocked out. So which fight would I rather want to go and watch?
Yeah, well, I mean, listen, there's levels for a reason.
That's not. And Tunde, you're saying, oh, well, I'm telling you now, yeah? Mm-hmm. I'm telling you now. I've been in this game a long time. It is no coincidence, because this is what the promotion does. There's been many times when Eddie Hearn would have a show on the same day as Frank Warren, and vice versa. And when they would do that, it was so the general public can say, well, which would I rather like to go and watch? That's how it goes, because this thing is competition. This is not no joke. Like, these guys are right, we're rivals. I see where Ben Shalom's coming from, because he's like, oh, why can't we all just get on and why can't we all just work together? Right? I get all of that. Yeah. But I'm telling you,
What
it
kind of
is
impersonation is that?
competition. This is what this thing is about.
Well, life is competition. So
that's how we talk, isn't it?
I get that part.
Right, exactly. So therefore, therefore, the fact that, because I know Spencer Brown was looking for a fight for Joseph Parker for a hot minute after he broke up Bacoli. Yeah? So he was saying, right, he was looking for a fight for him and no fights weren't being available. Right? Now, this fight here is a superb fight. It's a really, really good fight.
It's a great fight.
Especially this new reverberated Joseph Parker. Great fight, Tunde.
It's a great fight. It's a great fight. And listen, just in terms of...
Great, it's a great fight. Because also, yeah, Tunde, sorry, son. What do you say?
Bro, I'm waiting for you. Bro, you're drinking up your rum. There's rum in that bottle, innit? You're there drinking up your rum and coke. What's the matter? You can't hear me?
Right. I'll see you. I don't know.
You can't hear me?
There's what?
Bro, what's the matter with you? The rum and coke is affecting the rum and coke is affecting
This is right, beater, bro. Like,
it's rum and coke. Don't
I can hear you. I can hear you now. No, that is. No, it's right, Bina, bro.
It's a rum and coke.
Right.
We know you.
So what I'm saying is this, year, Ton.
Come on, mate. What's the matter with you? You taking, bro? What's all this delay business? Delay. Bro, we going on like some old granddad taking all.
Well, you got guys is Ribena, bro. When you got guys, I see Ribena in the shop. I had Ribena in years, you know. I said, boy, let me just buy some Ribena.
Bro, what's the matter with you? They're stuttering, taking long to talk. Just talk, man.
I don't know. It's a delay on your thing, man.
Bro, I'm taking all long.
No, it's a delay
Why are you
on
saying,
your link.
Spencer? Carry on saying what you're saying.
Yeah, my thing's cutting out. Let me jump out and jump back in. It's my thing's cutting out.
yeah, you little cheap Wi-Fi. Sorry, people. You know, Spencer, when he starts drinking the rum, come out the thing, man. What's the matter with you? Bro, Spencer's on some jolting. Sorry, people. He's trying to make out like he's drinking Ribena, but you know there is some serious rum mix up.
Yeah, my thing was just glitching, so I couldn't hear you.
That's the rum, Spencer.
It was so spreading them rumors, bro. I don't drink alcohol, bro.
People live on TV. Yeah, go ahead. Rum and Henny. Man said you're drinking rum and Henny. Hennessy. Old type Damon Charles for the 199. He said, bless up, wife is vexed while I'm watching the thing on our business. You know how it goes, though. He just said the wife ever just ease up for a couple of minutes, you know? Yeah. Carry on, Spence. So we have a possible clash, and BBC and Boxer have yet to make the announcement of the day. But what we're hearing is that it's going to be October the 25th as well. Frank has really beat them to that and announced the Parker Wardley show. Not Parker Wardley, Parker Fabio show. Oh yeah, Parker Wardley. Yeah, Fabio Wardley. On that particular date, so it could be we have a clash, but I'm sure both promoters are going to be very focused on their events respectively. But as I say, it's great for the boxing fans, Spencer.
It's great for the boxing fans.
The better.
We haven't got long to go till October 25th, you know.
I know, man. Bro, what's that? Why hasn't there been no announcement? I don't know what's going on.
And what I would like to see, because I think if BBC really got behind this and put adverts out and made good promos for this, you know what I mean? I think it could be a very, very good thing for Ben Shalom. But of recent, we haven't seen anything. We've just heard that announcement, and the announcement weren't even big. I thought, right, you're on BBC, you're on terrestrial TV. The announcement should have been bigger. And I was just keeping it 100. And I was literally taken aback by you haven't driven it like that because the platform's being set. Like I would have seen, like maybe it'd been good, like if we just see it down at BBC studios or whatever. It wasn't. It was like something that's went out on social media that we've got the deal and blah. And then you see, well, I know you ain't gonna see. Tunde hasn't seen because Tunde doesn't watch anything. But have you seen that boxer suing Johnny Wish?
Yeah, I haven't seen it. I remember I work with a lawyer, Spence.
Yeah, I know that bit, but I'm just saying because I know, like,
yeah. I mean, I haven't seen nothing on the net or because I haven't been really on the net or something. But that's very interesting to me.
Yeah, it's crazy.
What have you heard in regards to?
I don't know the full SP on it, but I just know they're suing it, and I'm like,
where did you hear that on the net?
Yeah, so it was on the net. I saw it on the web.
Any idea what it's for?
I have no idea. And you know what? And I think it's sad, really and truly, because I mean, I just think it's sad because Ben Shalom ain't a bad guy. Johnny Wish ain't a bad guy, but business is business. So whatever they're suing him for, they're suing him for. You know what I mean? When Johnny Wish was getting his check a week, I
don't want to get into business that really doesn't concern
I'm not going to get into it, but I know
the legalities and what have you. I'm sure they'll sort it out, or the High Court will sort it out. The High Court are going to sort it out. Somebody's going to sort it out. But when there's also another show, Frank really is back doing what he does, which is dominating the sport of boxing. Certainly in this country, he's got a great show up in Manchester, featuring all the light heavyweights. Bruv, there's bare light heavyweights in that thing. There are a lot of light heavyweights.
No, what do you mean, like Tunde, the demographic of people that listen to our stuff, yeah, exactly know what you're talking about, right?
Lyndon Arthur and Pat's got the fight that they were asking for.
Against who?
Was putting it against Brad Ware for the European title, I believe.
That's a good fight, you know.
That's going to be a good fight. It's going to be a good fight.
A good fight.
Obviously, Brad beat Shaq and Pitters for that belt.
That was a swingers, you know.
It's going to be a good fight. It's red against blue, so it's going to be a good fight, mate. Pat put it out there into the universe, and he got the fight. So great fight in the light heavyweight division for the Manchester boys, and Lyndon's up for it. And
Boatsi's on that as well, isn't he?
Say that again.
Boatsi's on that.
Boatsi versus how can I forget his name? I don't even pay these words, but no attention. What's his name? Parker. Zach Parker.
Zach Parker.
Yes. Boatsi against Zach Parker. You also have. There's another show. There is. He fought Ezra Taylor. How can I forget this? I'm so bad. Troy Williams.
Is Ezra Taylor on the show as well? Yeah.
No. I don't think so. Troy is fighting Usyk's camp's guy. Chat, let me get it up. You know Usyk's boy that fought the other day, the light heavyweight. Hold on, who was on that show? Let me see. Let me type in Daniel Dubois because that's all I remember. Daniel, come on, someone on the Fight Is Right. They must know the answer.
Yeah, El Batun is getting old.
Lappin, that's it. Lappin versus Troy. Was it? I think it's Daniel Lappin, isn't it? Is it Daniel Lappin? Let me look. I like to get my facts right. I don't even think his name is Daniel Lappin.
I don't know these men.
But I like to get because bro, I've got my mind focused on my fight or our fight.
Exactly.
So I'm not really paying that much attention to any other contest. But if I go to Daniel's last fight, Daniel Dubois, that is, and then go to the events, I know someone's probably already written it up. But okay, so yeah, it is Daniel Lappin. He's now fighting what the Wrigley's. He's now fighting Troy Jones. That's it. Troy, and that's gonna be a good little contest. You know, that's gonna be a very good contest actually. Up there in Manchester on November the 1st. That's it. I've got the bill now. So you got You got Joshua Boatsi versus Zach Parker, Brad Vey versus Lennon Arthur, Daniel Lappin versus Troy Jones. You've also got Billy Denz, which is a Joe Gallagher boy, fighting that Ezra. Remember the one who fought Ben Whitaker, the Nigerian boy.
Oh, is he back over here? Yeah.
Yeah, when we back over it, he's based there, but even don't be racist.
Oh yeah, I think he trains him. Sorry. Andy Farnell trains him.
Yeah.
Well, you would know that, and he's your cousin, isn't it? So yeah,
he's not my cousin, Spence.
he's your cousin.
He's not my cousin. And you got a whole young person.
He a little bit resembles you, you know.
Nah, yeah, maybe it's possible.
A little bit. It could be. I'm telling you, it could be your family, man. I'm sure he's got the same surname.
It's possible. I'm not gonna deny it. It's possible. And you have a host of other young prospects on the bill: Leon Hughes, Bradley Casey, Leighton Birchall, John Tom Very, Luke Pryor, Stephen Clark, and my man himself, Liam Cameron. Glad to see him getting out there. He's fighting Mickey Ellison on that card. So, and Liam has moved up to light heavy, I believe. So, was the Whitaker fight at light heavy? Yes. So he's not moved up to light heavyweight anyway. So, again, another Cinderella story. The cannonball, Liam Cameron, been through so much, but stayed positive, worked his way back into this position, and now fighting on big cards. Going to be his second big card, obviously losing to Whitaker the second time round, and controversial the first time in Saudi. So we got some good fights lined up, but the ultimate one is next Saturday, Las Vegas. Terence Crawford versus Canelo or Saul Canelo Alvarez. Spencer, at first glance, who are you picking for that fight?
First class, second, and third, I'm going for Bud to win the fight.
That's what
I'm going for.
Knockout points.
I've always gone for Bud, and I'm not going to change. I don't think it'll be easy for him. I think he's going to get hurt. You know what? And once I say that Bud, yeah, there's something inside me that says Canelo could knock him out.
I'm saying, bro, all right, cool. But you know what? I just find the disrespect for Canelo is just too much. It's just too much. It's like people going on like, this ain't Canelo. Bro, this guy, I just want you to look at this. Yeah, we're definitely doing a watch along for that fight.
Yeah, come on.
We are definitely doing a watch along for that fight. But the point what I'm making, Spence, are we not talking about Canelo Alvarez, the man who punched up Charlo? The man who, when Charlo, before Charlo got in the ring, he was talking like he's about it. He was talking like he's a dun. Like,
yeah, when Canelo threw the left hook in the first round.
Yeah. He's talking like, yeah, I'm not gonna get tired like Errol Spence in his fight. Nah, brother. It's Canelo. It's different. Canelo tells you, you're going to feel something different, my friend. You're going to feel something different, my friend. It's that same Canelo that is coming to that ring next week. Now, I kind of read into what Ak was saying about the sparring, yeah, and that never sounded good to me. Bro, that never sounded good to me. That sounded like Boots might have just touched up Canelo in sparring, yeah? And, you know, the whispers is that Canelo's going to get broke up in this fight or something.
I'm just saying, like, Mexican fighters generally do not handle speed well, right?
But you can't say, but Canelo, as we've discussed, Spence, is not the ordinary Mexican fighter because he has movement, he has IQ, he has a chin, which all Mexicans do, or most Mexicans do, most Mexican high-profile fighters. But I think the main attribute of Canelo Alvarez is his boxing IQ. It's
ridiculous. Let's just call it as it is. It's ridiculous, right?
And all right. Who really has Bud fought with ultimate boxing IQ?
He hasn't.
This is what I'm saying, Spence.
The ultimate boxing IQ, he hasn't. He hasn't. He's fought a man. He's fought a man with methodical boxing IQ, but not the IQ where.
In who?
Huh? Errol Spencer's got IQ, but it's methodical.
You know, Errol Spencer. I'm not being funny here. Errol Spencer is one of my favorite fighters, but he's been getting hit for a long time. Errol Spencer's never had a great defense. Just his strength, his pressure, and ultimately his body punching. It was second to none. His fitness. Errol always banked on wearing fighters down. I mean, his performance against Mikey Garcia and Peterson was sublime, Spence. Those performances, oh my God. Especially the Peterson one. I love that fight. And
he broke up Peterson too.
He broke up Garcia Peterson to the next level. And Mikey Garcia, he gave Mikey Garcia a beating of his life. So when I said it was, Bud fought the 50 pence, Spence, I know what I'm talking about. I don't care.
You're not disrespecting him by saying that, because, like, when I'm trying to say, man got thrown out of his car at high speed.
But that's what I'm saying. That weren't the same Errol Spence. The same Errol Spence.
Right, but that's not me taking away nothing from Bud's performance. I'm just keeping this thing a buck. You know what I mean?
No, I said that, Bud, that is a lifetime performance. I don't ever see him replicating that performance again. Never. He can't perform like that again. Nah, he ain't performing like that. That is a one-off. Someone like Floyd had a few of them. We had the Gatti. We had the Corrales. You see what I'm saying? And numerous other fights where Floyd just looked out of this world. But for Bud, the Errol Spence fight was punch perfect. But I just say that weren't that same Errol Spence. My man, I don't care. He looked like he was burning herbs on the way to the ring. He's a Jamaican. He's one of your man them. He looked like he was burning herbs on the way to the ring. His eyes were glazed. That's just a fact. His eyes were glazed. And he wasn't sounding right. I saw a clip this week of Errol Spence doing pads. And it kind of upset me, man. It doesn't look like Errol again, man. And again, that's a culmination, I believe, of the drinking, the night party, and all of that. That must.
So if you got a beating like how he got a beating, yeah, and that was a serious beating that he took, yeah. If you got a beating like that, yeah, you're not going to be the same fighter.
No, but I'm saying
that was a horrible beating, you know.
It was a horrible beating. That fight is actually one of my favorite fights, but a fight that I don't like watching because it was Errol. I just don't like watching that fight because, man, it was a punch perfect performance, but it was Errol Spence. But I just said, as I said, the point I made is the car crash, being flung from his car, the eye injury, just before he's about to fight Pacquiao. There's so many things. Amir Khan had a good IQ. I don't want to say that. No, I don't want to say that disrespectful about my brother, but
no. Listen, I'm just keeping this in 100. I said this. I remember this when I was at Sky, and I said this, yeah. And then I remember Amir told me, "It's like you hate me. It's like you hate me." I said, "No, brother. Like I'm telling you, you are a Tommy Hearns kind of fighter. Tommy Hearns was a freestyler. You know what I mean? Tommy Hearns was the man, you give him the instructions and he'll take them out to a T. Just like when Tommy Hearns famously...
Stop there, Spence. Why do people always say Khan was beating Canelo? Bro, I keep telling man, stop the nonsense. I was there ringside for the fight. Khan weren't beating Canelo. Canelo was just getting warm. He was just absorbing, downloading Amir. Because he always knew Amir was the smaller fighter. If I'm not mistaken, Virgil Hunter, he never wanted that fight.
Didn't want the fight at all. No, he didn't want it. He didn't want it.
He didn't want that fight because Canelo was so much bigger. And I haven't heard what Khan is saying about this particular fight. But I'd be interested to hear what Amir is saying about the Crawford Canelo fight. Have you heard anything from Amir?
No, I haven't. But you know what? The maddest thing is this also, Yatun. You see, on boxing interviews and that, I don't really watch them, I just listen to the title. If you're going to give me a little soundbite, I'll take that in. But I don't really watch boxing interviews. when guys are talking.
You know me.
Yeah, yeah, I know. I don't. Unless I know the man, then I know. I know, I mean, but I'm saying I'm not really, because you're not really telling me anything insightful. But Ame has been like, he's kind of on the fence. You know what I mean?
Okay, he's on the fence.
Kind of on the fence. But like, we hear this stuff, and a lot of this stuff we're hearing about what's happening from what's not happening, yeah, and of the fights and how we think the fights are going to play out, and this and that and all the rest of it. And I'm just looking at when Canelo fought Austin Trout. Austin Trout gave him a run, Ton. Yes, he did.
No, Austin Trout was running.
Austin Trout gave him a run. Austin Trout
was running. Bro, you need to go watch these fights. Austin Trout was running.
When he fought Lara, many people thought that
Lara was running like a track star as well.
Yeah, but they have to because of the power.
That's what I'm trying to say. So
the power is serious, Tunde. Especially when he throws the hook down, says a left hook to the body. That left hook is serious, you know.
Yeah, Canelo is dangerous.
It's serious.
As Ak said, if anyone's got a chance of beating Canelo, coming up from 2 weight classes below, it's definitely Bud.
Right, so what's your call for the fight, Ton?
I would like Bud to win just for legacy and history. I feel Canelo doesn't need to do any more.
He's secure. He's
cement himself in the history books. But I would just love it for Bud to really just do, the unthinkable to some, not to others, and come away with a points victory. And I think that could happen. It could come up, but it's gonna be. He cannot use that macho mano thing with Canelo. Do not do that. Try to take punches from Canelo because Canelo he's got a lot of power, Spence. Canelo's got a lot of power. He's got a lot of power, yes. And it's about taking.
It's precise power as well. You don't waste.
It's precise power. So there's a lot of variables in this fight. A lot of favorables for both fighters. I'm gonna say Bud on points, but I'm not saying it confidently at all.
Okay.
I'm not saying it confidently at all. But I'm gonna go for Bud on points. One fight we missed is Keith Fearon fighting my guy, and I say my guy because I'm a fan of this brother, the towering Inferno. Bro, this brother's so tall, yeah? He's so tall. I don't know how Keith Fearon is gonna fight this guy. Fundora. How is he gonna fight Fundora?
I'm enjoying the press conference. You see the press conference?
You see how tall Fundora is? And he's got one of them Michael Jackson old 60, 70 suits on.
He's 6'5", isn't it?
Bro, he could even be more than that. He's too tall, Spence. He's too tall, 1. He's a southpaw, 2. And he throws a million punches, 3. And all of that spells a lot of trouble for Keith Fearon because the only man to beat Keith is a volume puncher who, in terms of height-wise, to Fundora is a midget.
What do you mean? Anyone standing up against Fundora is a midget.
Anyone. He's so big and he can fight. Sammy Ali says, Fundora, trust me, Fundora's getting clipped. Well, Sammy Ali, I don't trust you. Bro, I don't trust you, brother. I don't trust you because I see Fundora fight. Fundora is a dangerous, and as he's getting older, he's getting even more dangerous. Yeah, he had that little mishap. Keith Fearon is a vet. He's a vet. Only lost 1 fight, as we said, against the great Manny Pacquiao. And he can crack. He can definitely crack. But I just feel that the size is going to play a major factor. The experience obviously goes with Keith Fearon. But it's a fight I'm really looking forward to. On that undercard as well, you have Shaki Foster versus Stephen Fulton, big boy fight. Hey, Shaki Foster's he's a dangerous route, you know.
Good fight, son.
Bro, because he said Shakur come to the ring, come to his gym, he punch up Shakur. He run Shakur out there. He said he run, bro. He said he punch up Shakur, and they didn't want that work the next day. I don't know how true that is,
You know
but
what?
he sounded very confident when he was saying it.
I hear that, but you know what, Tun? There are no records on box rep for sparring, so I don't give a damn about that.
I definitely agree with you in that. And Shakur,
But if that was the case, I'd be world champion right now. You know what I mean?
Shakur showed. Say that again.
I said, if that was the case, I'd be world champion right now.
For sure. We know that, but you would add one defeat on your record from me because I'll bruck you up.
Tunde, you have to tell me first.
I'll bruck you up in boxing. Everyone knows I bruck you up.
In Tunde's belly. I remember clapping with the left hook, Tunde knows it as well. He's starting to remember.
Everybody knows I bust up Spencer in the Limb Boxing Club.
I hit Spencer with a left hook.
Yes, you was in the cage room like this.
I hit Tunde with a left.
You was in the change room, bro. You was in the changing room doing salat. You was in the changing.
Tunde's on crack. I hit Tunde so hard to his belly, right? Remember, all of these men, us juniors to me, I hit Tunde so hard and left hook to his belly, yeah? Till Steve told me, take it easy with him. John, she said, look, Spencer, take it easy with him. Take it easy with him, African. Take it easy with him.
Spence, you was like, how can this brother just come from the dance hall, just come off road, walked into a boxing gym, punch up big Spencer Fearon? You couldn't believe it, bro. And that's what you call natural talent. As a natural talent.
Natural talent. It is guy. I'm glad to remind Tunde of the beating I gave him that at McGill's boxing gym, The beating,
Don't. Anyway, let's go back to the more serious things. I'm hearing Bakoli could be fighting AJ. I hear
I see that, Tunde. Eddie Hearn said it, innit?
A contract has been sent. So I don't want to hear it's a shame we couldn't get Billy on the show, but I know Billy's preparing for a magnificent, great fight.
Nice, too late. It's 20 minutes past.
With his fighter, Paddy Donovan versus Billy's fighter. What's his name? Chuck. The waterweight boy. The waterweight division is hotting up certainly in this country. So I know Billy Nelson's getting ready for that fight. It's a big rematch, and now the IBF is on the line. So, but yeah, that will be some fight. Anthony Joshua versus Martin Bakoli. How would you see that going down if that were to happen? Is AJ still a major player in the heavyweight division?
I believe so, because since Bakoli's got all of that money now and bought up their townships back home in Congo, he's eye on the prize like that.
His eyes on the stout.
Yeah, exactly. I see his belly, Tunde, when he fought your nephew the other day.
Bro, when he fought bro, I was sitting there ringside here. When Martin was walking out to fight Parker, he looked like he would just box down a jollof rice and Eba and shoe. He looked like he just boxed out a shoe. He was sleeping, walking to the ring. I was like, nah. But Mike McCauley's my guy, man. Such a great guy.
Nah, he's a great guy.
Yeah, I would like to see that fight. As strange as
it's going to be in Ghana, isn't it?
Huh?
It's going to be in Ghana. That's the talk.
If it happens. If it happens.
Because
I'm waiting to see how this fight is going to play out in Nigeria. Because I'm not too sure the Ghanaian boxing authorities have been to Nigeria yet. Because, bro, when they come off of that plane, they're going to know Nigeria is not like Ghana. They're gonna know. I'm waiting to see the transmission and everything, but Dan Aziz is on that card. I think O'Hara Davis is on that card.
Yeah, the brother who's putting it together, Dr. Easy, contacted me. He wants me to come out there still for that fight.
Okay,
yeah,
O'Hara.
Yeah.
I think O'Hara is in the gym telling me that he's fighting in Nigeria in October. So, but I haven't seen a poster, even though I haven't been looking.
The posters are out.
I haven't been looking at anyone's.
Brandon Danton's fighting on it.
He's fighting Marcus Brown, right?
Marcus Brown, yeah.
Yeah, I saw Marcus in New York. It's funny how people, they don't look like how you see them on TV. Because I was looking at this brother. He was standing up next to AY. And I was like, bro, I know this brother. And then I clocked it was Marcus Brown, but he looked different to me.
Okay.
A bit different to me. But now he's coming back. He's fighting Brandon Galanter, which should be a good fight. I think that's a replacement for Rocky Fearon. Rocky Fearon was supposed to be fighting on that.
Well, I'm glad. I'm being wrong. I'm glad it's not Rocky Fearon, right? Because that's the top of the bill. Rocky and yeah, I'm glad it's not because like
Rocky's a nice guy, man.
He's a lovely guy, but I'm just saying I'm just being wrong. I'm glad that it isn't because like that's not a draw to say like, yeah, I'm gonna be like overly interested. I think Rocky Fearon potentially could outpoint Brandon, and also it's like a top of the bill fighter. You just lost your last fight prior.
Who's the top of the bill?
Brandon Ganton is the top of the bill.
Oh, that's top of the bill.
Top of the bill, yeah. That's top of the bill.
Oh, that's a big fight, ex-interim champion in Marcus Brown against Brandon. It's a good fight. I mean, Dan Aziz, I'm happy he's getting a run out. He's been waiting, training patiently, as has...
But wait, Dan Aziz beat Rocky Fearon, though, isn't it?
Say again?
Dan Aziz beat Rocky Fearon.
Yeah, he did actually. Yeah.
Right. So, and that's what I was saying. That's why I had no interest in seeing those like Dan Aziz on the undercard, but the man top of the bill is a man that he's beaten, who's now fighting a higher weight.
Yeah, that's quite funny. It's funny. I've seen a lot of ex-fighters who are retired now all of a sudden coming back. I'm hearing that Liam Williams is coming back to the ring again. We last saw Rhea Williams getting beaten by Hamza Shiraz.
Yeah, when AWA box, yeah.
Yeah, and I saw a post. He said, don't be surprised if he's not back in the ring by the end of the year. So I think sometimes it's very hard for fighters to accept that, the end is, if not nigh, the end it's time to pack it up. And I guess they're the last ones to accept it. But probably the first ones to know it. So, well, if that's what Liam wants to do, then listen, wish him all the best in that. Danny Garcia's also making like a homecoming. Danny Garcia's fighting. So I don't know what's going on. James DeGale's coming back to do a little bare knuckle thing.
Did you hear that the man suing him? The brother that he's fighting?
The man suing him?
Yeah, he accused him of sexual assault or something.
What? Repeat what
the Floyd brother, the Australian youth. Yeah, he's trying to sue him for sexual assault. I saw it today.
Hold on. James DeGale is getting charged with sexual assault.
Yeah, but he says he's not. No, he says he's not going to press charges because he wants the fight to happen. Something like that.
Hold on. So what did James do? Feed him up or something? What did James do? Feed up his bottom or something? What did he do? What's my mum? How is he getting charged for sexual assault?
That's what the brother said.
What did he do, bro? That's what I want to know.
I have to go find it. I have to find it.
Don't come in there and start spreading rumors. That's not true.
He said James DeGale tried to follow him to the toilet or something like that.
What's going on here, bro? Man. Well, boxing is a serious thing, Hey, one brother come down to the gym. He's been coming down to the gym 4 times looking for me. Spence, it's mad. Me and Joe was doing a run. Early in the morning, the guy caught us. The brother started to run with us. I was trying to get him tired. I was running for long. I was trying to get the brother tired. Yeah. I was trying to get the brother tired. The brother he had his shoes on, everything. He said he wants to fight. But he said he's an extra. I said, hold on. Before I said, first of all, I don't really have the time to train anyone other than AY. And I just saw someone said, when's Kadua out next? We should be making an announcement tomorrow. Hopefully latest Tuesday on Joe's next fight. So keep your ears to the ground for that. But I said to the brother, I don't really have time to train. I'm very focused. So, I'm not one of those trainers who has 10 fighters in their camp. I only have time to do a job properly with 2 fighters, and that's Anthony Yarde and Joe Kadua. But the brother's adamant. So I said, hold on, have you had a license before? Because I swear this brother's about 48 years old, yeah? He's saying he's fit as a fiddle, but I was testing him. I was trying to run for fun. I was trying to make him get tired. The brother was not stopping, Spence. I forgot the guy's name. He tried to tell me his name. I said, what's your name? Because obviously we got Box Trek now. I was going to Google up his name. But I said, bro, you can't train with me until you get your license. So I don't know. I'm gonna find out his name, Spencer. I definitely know you know.
What weight is he? What weight is he?
I don't know what weight he is, but he looked quite big. He said he's fit, but I know from he told me his name. He knows I'm gonna say the name to you, and then you're gonna cuss him. And that brother James Cook's thing. Remember the brother? He's like, brother, forget about this brother.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a comeback, Spence. The brother's 60.
Yeah, the brother's 60. The brother was still phoning down my phone, you know. He was still phoning down my phone for long. I was like, come on, mate. Come on.
You know what? I'm gonna be real, yeah. This delusion of boxing is serious. You know?
Nah, it's serious.
It's
boxing,
serious.
I was saying that.
It's serious.
Like when you decide that you want to become a professional boxer, please do the job properly. Because you don't want no regrets. You don't want to be 50 years old chatting about you want to make a comeback. You only want to come back because you probably never done the job properly.
Exactly.
Do the job correct. You know, one time, one shot, and give it your best. You know, don't look down the road 10 years later and say, I can beat these young guys. Because you can't.
Let me tell you this, yeah? Let me tell you.
You can't.
I remember one time I was sparring with Darren Hamilton, yeah? And he just made me look silly. And it wasn't, the punches didn't hurt or anything or all the rest of it. It's just that I just couldn't get out the way. And he literally took it easy with me. Yeah? And he just won the British title then as well, right? And I was like, yeah, come, I'm manager. You know what I mean? I'm still in the gym working with the fighters. And I said, yeah, come, let's have a little move around, like a little joking move around. Yeah? And ego is a serious thing, right? But then there's also a realization where a man is not even trying to hit me hard, but he's just touching me with shots that I couldn't even get out of the way of. And then you think to yourself, right, you know what? Let me just continue sparring with these little white collar man then. Because and this is the seriousness of boxing. And not only that, yeah, I don't recommend for ex-fighters who are up in their ages, like you lick 50, and you're moving around with fighters. Look what happened to Harry Senior. Remember what happened to him? He was out sparring. And he got touched and he went into a coma too. Remember, was you at the Peacock when it happened, yeah?
Yeah, it was me who called the ambulance.
Right, exactly. So when you see things like that, exactly, and the helicopter had to come from, right?
Yeah.
So on those things, this is what I'm saying. Boxing is very, very serious. It's also very serious and it's very unforgiving. So
I always try to think about that side of the sport, but the reality,
is only because you're speaking, you're saying this so old brother, he's coming running.
Yeah, it's sad to me. It is sad to me. And he was like, yeah, but I can spar with Anthony and that I can move around with the AY. I said, bro, you must not the chance to be on my head. He got spar with AY.
You get what I'm trying to say to you. You get so you see, like on the brother, yeah, and hopefully he's watching the show. I would encourage him to go get his seconds license. Right?
His second license, yes, that's what I always say. I'd
encourage you to go get your second license. You know what I mean? And just be on a circuit and working around with fighters and things like that, because you must have a burning desire in you, but the burning desire of youth to go and do it at the time, it's gone. That's like, everyone knows I used to be a very fast 100 meters runner. You know what I mean? And if I try to run 100 meters now, you know what I mean? My daughters give me battles now because I got to force myself to run. You know what I mean? Tyler gives me battles. Let's have a race. I've rebuked that in the name of Jesus. I kill off that thing. That shouting is serious, bro.
You wouldn't even get 15 meters.
Right, exactly. So I'm saying you gotta know. I would say to anybody who's got them desires inside of you and all the rest of it, go still be involved in the game, innit? Be involved in the game by getting your trainer's license or things like that.
Somebody asked, so what happened to my 40-year-old friend who's more than 40 now, that wanted to turn pro, that he believes. Remember, I put on YouTube, Richmond Asante, me and him turned pro around about the same time. I don't know what's happened to him. He was probably having as someone said, a midlife crisis at the time.
But and again, Tunde, stop for a second, yeah? You see when you're 40 years old, yeah?
Yes.
Right? It's not midlife crisis anymore.
What is it?
Because it's not. Because you're past midlife. Average age of man in the UK is 75 years old.
Is that correct? Yeah.
Yeah, it's 75 years old. So when you reach them ages, and like even a good book says 3 scores and 10, right?
Yes.
So it's telling you, really and truly, you reach 70, it's kind of that time. So when you say like, oh, a man lived to when you reach them times and like you're getting these crises and you're thinking, oh yeah, I want to go do this. I'm saying put it into young people. Because I'm telling you, Tunde, I know for a fact, yeah, that when you're with your fighters and they're fighting, you are actually fighting.
Of course.
Right? So therefore, anybody who has those aspirations, say they want to go fight and you're past a certain age, and then you will say, oh, but look, Bernard Hopkins, I'm telling you now, you lot can't tell me 5 Bernard Hopkins. You can't name it. I can, but I know the average man can't tell me 5 Bernard Hopkins. You can't tell me 5 Archie Moores. You know what I mean? You can't tell me 5 Jack Johnsons, who Jack Johnson went on for a very, very long time. You can't tell me that. So the realism of this is like this. In October of 1974, when Muhammad Ali beat George Foreman, right? Harry Carpenter's famous word was, I can't believe it. He's won the title back at 32. Reason being, because he won the title 10 years prior when he beat Sonny Liston, February 25th, 1964. So you think how boxing has gone, you think like, right, you reach a certain age now, you're an old man, you're done. They was thinking he was done back then. He was only 32. So you got to be real that when we turn around and say this is a young man's game, it is a young man's game until you get the experience to know that I've got the experience. I'm only going to be fighting average experienced people. I don't need to be mucking around with these young cats. So all these people get deluded about it. I'm saying, listen, I don't want to see nobody get hurt. I've seen people already get hurt in this game. I don't want to see no one get hurt.
Yes. Before I forget, I heard some of the best news in the sport of boxing. And I know you haven't heard, Spence, because I haven't heard you speak about it yet. And I know, well, I haven't been on the net. So maybe you have spoken about it. But this week, the British Boxing Board of Control named this year's award, the Trainer of the Year award, has been renamed.
Wait there, stop. Drum roll.
Thank you first of all. First of all, thank God, the Most High. Thank
Amen.
God. Yeah, and God don't sleep, as we say in the community. God don't sleep. Yep. God's always watching. God's always looking down or up. This week, the British Boxing Board of Control made a ruling that the aptly named Southern Area Trainer of the Year will now be renamed the James Cook Trainer of the Year.
Come on. Yeah. And so what was the day after the...
And I have been told that our very own Spencer Fearon will be giving a rousing speech at the awards. But you know what? I phoned James's daughter, or I let James's daughter know. I told Sally, I haven't spoken to Carmen, but you know, things like this, man, Spence, it really does bring joy to my heart and a tear to my eye to know that such a great man is still being remembered after he's physically gone. And, you know, all of the Cook family should be more than proud that, you know, as Spencer always says, people only die when you forget about them. And
not forgetting this,
we can now say we ain't never going to forget James.
Never.
You know, such a prominent person in our lives, played such an important role in my growth as a trainer and a human being, and an understanding of life and looking at life from certain perspectives. But to be given such an accolade or being recognized from your peers, which is what the British Boxing Board of Control is nothing short of a blessing, Spence.
Yeah.
So I thank Robert Smith, Dennis Gilmartin, Mick Collier, all those involved in the British Boxing Board of Control for aptly naming this year's Trainer of the Year, the James Cook Trainer of the Year, Spencer.
Yeah, it was like the week after the funeral. Mickey Collier phoned me. He goes, "Yeah, I spoke to him, and we're gonna change it for the Trainer of the Year. And it's gonna be called the James Cook Trainer of the Year." He goes, "Just ask James's wife Carmen if it's all right if we do that." And then I phoned Carmen straight away, and she welled up, man. She said, "That is so," you know what I mean? She welled up, and they said, "Yeah." So he said, "Right, every year you're gonna give it out, Spencer." I said, "Yeah, prepare me for that, Mickey."
Come on.
But it is
beautiful, man.
You know what I mean? There is that probably touched me. But he told me some other things, and that's why I thought, right, I told Tunde, I told you. I said, "Look at that, brother." You know what I mean? Look at that. But yeah, that's fantastic news, Tunde.
Fantastic.
Yes, Tunde.
I think that's a great way to.
It is. There is no greater way to end the show.
Wrap up the show. It's been a great show
today.
We've gone on for 40 minutes over time because it was only supposed to be on here for an hour. But suffice to say, when we get talking and we start reminiscing on certain things and going over certain areas, sometimes the time just keeps going on. But next week we go into fight week, probably the biggest fight, certainly the biggest fight in the last 10 years with Canelo Crawford. Early predictions, Spence, you're saying, I think we're both saying.
I'm going Bud, but Tunde, I'm going Bud. But I would have bet my house on it because you can never really bet against Canelo. You know what I mean? And that's the truth.
Me too.
Big up, Freddie.
Yeah, big up, Fred. It's gonna be a good fight, Spence. One that.
Also, because we didn't do the show last week. Let's say happy belated birthday to Rob Meyer. You know what I mean? Because
big up, Rob.
He just turned a big 5-0, and I don't mean Hawaii 5-0 with Bukum Dano. You know what I mean? Steve McGarrett.
I don't remember that show there, Hawaii 5-0.
That's a big boy show today. No, so, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's a massive belated happy birthday. I know you must have had a fantastic time. You're always supporting the show, so big up yourself, my brother.
Trust me, big up Rob Meyer. Ladies and gentlemen, we will end the show. I'm trying to think, do I put on the Trevor McDonald's? Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a fantastic show. Thank you to our esteemed guests, the one and only Ak, the double act, part of the double act of Ak and Barack. A great conversation. Thank you for all the comments. Thank you for the donations that have been given on the show. And hope you all have a blessed week.
Wait, there's some brothers that don't forget my super chat. What was your super chat?
What super chat? Let me see. There's Sammy, I said that one. Bless up, the wife still vex. You know what? I saw it, but I'm like, I didn't even want to say it. Because it's like, bruv, we ain't really no time for, because it's not really our business, but I will say it, but I'm just saying. He said, tell Adam Azim to leave boxer, he's wasting his career. Bruv, you're not no manager. You're not no advisor. You told Adam Azim to leave boxer.
Sorry, I didn't even know about that.
You see what I'm saying?
So
that's why I saw it, but we don't really entertain no negativity.
Okay.
Adam,
how much money was it?
It's some joke business. It's not even the money. It's that, sometimes it's not exactly, it's not always about the money. It's about just the energy. Energy is worth more than money to me. And I don't want to really be a platform where people feel that because they're putting peanuts, that they can feel they can just write anything and then it's going to be said. Okay. Brother, okay. All you need to do sometimes, I won't say it. I'll come check me for your money. I'll give you your money.
Well, I didn't read it. I just saw it in the thing. So, all right. But I'm saying is
this. Listen.
Adam Azim got married the other day, so congratulations to him on that one. But
you got married?
On that note,
you got married?
We have some. I said Adam Azim got married the other day.
Oh yeah. We know that. Long time. Big up Adam and the crew. I did see on his Twitter that he has some great news to unveil. So we'll wait and hear what that great news is. I'm sure Adam will be the first to let everyone know. So without further ado, let me end the show in exactly the same way we started it, with the magical words of dream it, believe it, become it.
Coming up, peace to fingers. I wish you all a next 7 strong days.
Yes, sir.